Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It's Monday afternoon. We are going to take a look at some of the props for the Monday night game tonight between the Dolphins and the Giants. We're going to talk about this with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Joe Duffy, thanks for being with us. Joe Duffy, when it comes to NFL props, the big question that you have to answer is what are the game plans of each of these teams going to be? We know that both Miami and the Giants like to pass usually, and we know that both these teams have pretty crappy, to put it mildly, pass defenses, right, Joe Duffy? So I don't know. What do you think? Is there going to be a big passing game from both teams in this game? I also have been reading that Miami is looking to run the ball a little bit more to limit Tannehill's mistakes. The big question is game plan. What do you think?
Great minds think alike. I really agree with everything you said. In fact, the Giants are giving up 7.7 yards per pass to teams that normally get 6.8. And meanwhile, the Dolphins are giving up 7.3 to 6.7. And remember that when the Giants, maybe they're saying it's deja vu. When they won each of their last two Super Bowls, they were in a stretch at the end of the year where they had some must-win situations, and they won. And that was because of the arm of Eli Manning. Manning is one of these guys, just the opposite of his brother. The bigger and the more important the games, the less of a margin of error he has, the better he plays. So I would agree with you, and I do like Tannehill to throw more than 1.5 touchdown passes, total completions over 21.5. And on the other side of the ball, I like Shane Vereen to have over 2.5 receptions. And because of what you said, mistakes. Both of these quarterbacks can occasionally make mistakes. I also think it's a pretty good prop. Will there be a defensive or a special teams touchdown plus 160? But in general, pretty much most of the overs when it comes to completions or receptions are pretty decent plays. I saw Odell Beckham's was pretty high, so maybe what counterintuitive, what appears to be the obvious isn't necessarily the obvious. I'd be a little nervous about that, but I think most overs when it comes to passes and receptions are pretty good plays.
All right, this might be a sneaky one. What about the over with the Giants tight end tie, right? It's right now, I'm quoting Heritage numbers. Probably the numbers are a little bit different at various books, but I'm quoting Heritage numbers. Over 36.5 yards at minus 150. The last 3 games he's played have went way over that, they went way over that. 56 yards, then 74 yards, then 70 yards. And in this game, you're getting 36.5 at minus 150. What do you think about that, Joe?
I would say that's a pretty good bet because, look, I know they often say the run sets up the pass, but in the case when you're going against a bad pass defense, using that safety valve can really open it up. And I would say, yeah, that would be a good bet. I like your thinking, Peter Loshak.
All right. And then if you think that, I looked at this, Joe Duffy, I did my research. If you think that that Miami's going to pass a lot, Lamar Miller rushing yards right now, I'm seeing 68.5, right? Now, in his last game, he ran for 113. They were running him more, but prior to that, he went under 68.5 yards 5 games in a row, and overall on the year, he's 3-9 over/under at 68.5. So if you think that there's going to be a lot of passing with Miami, with the Giants' vulnerable pass defense, maybe the under 68.5 at minus 110. What do you think about that, Joe? He did run for 113 in his last game, though.
But again, like you said, the reason that the Dolphins year in and year out have been such a disappointment is because their offense has been so erratic and so inconsistent. So you're betting on the Dolphins offense to be inconsistent. So again, I like your thought there, coming off a good running game. It seems inevitable, again, with Miami having that ability to be predictably unpredictable or consistently inconsistent. Yet again, you're in line with that, Mr. Loshak.
All right. Overall, I think my favorite prop is going to be Ty, the tight end for the Giants, at over 36.5 yards at minus 150. If you had to pick one, Joe Duffy, just one, what would it be?
Maybe that special teams or defensive touchdown because, like I said, both quarterbacks are mistake prone, and I can see that both defenses taking some chances. And I do like it at plus 160. That seems very tempting.
Okay, I'm seeing plus 150 at the Heritage, but if you shop around, you can get better numbers with these props. The lines are not quite as tight as they are with standard bets. Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Thanks so much.